still, actually, my prompter says it's Wednesday, December 23rd, but that feels wrong, right?
So wrong.
So wrong.
Yeah.
It is so wrong.
Thinks it's the 29th.
It's the 29th of December. It's almost gone for 2014, one of the worst years ever. This is still the morning edition on i24News, the place you should be. Last I checked, I'm Yael still. Thank you for staying with us. Get ready for some Yiddish funny Yiddish jokes. Listen, the only phrase I know in Yiddish, this has me, is Scheinheit, wo hast du genachtet? Which is what my father used to say to me when I was 16 and I came home really late. Scheinheit, wo hast du genachtet means, where the heck were you all night? But, you know what? If, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Yiddish language, it's probably funny no matter what you hear. And comedy can also go much deeper, though, other than just Yiddish. Actually foster positive change and understanding. And to break all of this down, we are so pleased to have here in studio Jamie Ellman and Ellie Battalion.
Yes.
Yes.
Nailed it.
You nailed it. The co-creators of Yid Life Crisis.
You're way funnier than us, by the way, so this is going to be an awkward
Really?
edit.
I'm way funnier than you? High five me, Tony. Thank you.
Yeah. I want to give you a high five for staying out all night when you were 16 years old.
Yeah.
Now tell us where you were.
That's what we did just now.
No, very good, right? Very good. Wasn't it good on my part?
Israel and the Galut wants to know.
Wants to know, the diaspora Jews
Yeah.
want to know, how did you string being out all night? But listen, dyslexia is a horrible disease. I'm losing my lines. You're here, you're in Israel, you're doing something that I find incredibly important, and that's Comedy for Change. What is it? Tell me what it is.
This is a conference that was put together by Omri Marcus and a team of great people out of Jerusalem, actually. It was last weekend, where he brought together comedians, writers from all over the world for a 2-day conference to see how comedy can affect social change. For some absurd reason, we were invited.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
We really don't know.
Yeah.
Probably because they wanted some sort of representation of the...
Canada?
Well, everyone wants a little Canadian peacekeeping here and there, but I think there was actually, even though it was in Jerusalem, there wasn't as much of a Jewish focus. So because we were doing Yiddish-related stuff,
right,
they wanted a bit of a Jewish comedy angle. So we were exported for that reason.
Tony concurs. We do have a clip, I believe, of this. It's should I call it a comedy convention or a get-together or a panel or pathetically naive? A shindig.
Shindige.
Shindig. Let's take a look of what happened in Jerusalem. Comedy for Change. Lofty. I actually tend to support the idea. Let's take a look what that meant last week.
Das lass ich nicht glauben, du kannst essen nicht.
Lass ich nicht glauben, was du esst nicht.
Scheut, Mann, es ist verkackt in Yom Kippur. Ich bin gekommen von schon, die letzten 30 Minuten.
Leser. Und die hat doch nein gesagt, nicht nur sagen, es ist nicht okay, Gott in den Himmel zu sagen, dass du wirst etwas essen, Yom Kippur.
Ich hab erst gesagt, dass wir können nicht wissen, oder Gott existiert. Zweitens, es ist nicht von Gott, dass ich hab morgen, es ist die Älteren.
You guys must have a huge audience.
The whole Yiddish world is clamoring for this material.
Stop. First of all, I led wrongly into this because this was not from Jerusalem for Comedy for Change, rather one of your bits.
Which we showed at the festival.
Which you showed at the festival, so it all connects. It all connects.
Yeah.
What's behind, Yiddish stand-up comedy or comedy? You woke up one morning, you were like, yes, this will sell.
Well, first of all, what I was hoping for is that I'd get to be interviewed on live TV, broadcast around the world with the Jaffa Port behind us.
Did it!
Nailed it!
Yeah.
So you're done.
Go on. Anyways, no, I'm listening. This is great. Can you stay still? I'm getting a thank you very much. Good, Ellie, this is a great freaking picture. Fakakte. Oh, this is good. Is this live, really?
It is.
This is absurd. This does not seem live right now, I gotta tell you.
And I gotta tell
Can
you
I pinch you?
but
'Cause
don't
you're
lean
not
on
dreaming.
anything.
Okay, please. Yeah, please. Yeah. Is
Very
this real?
breakable studio.
It's
Is this
all
on?
yeah, be careful.
Okay, anyhow. What?
So, your life mission
Why
has been
Yiddish?
accomplished. Why Yiddish?
Why Yiddish? We had an intuition that Yiddish was funny. We weren't setting out to make billions of dollars with Yiddish, although that would be really impressive. And maybe that should be our goal for 2015.
After the thing, yeah.
The $5 billion Yiddish fund.
Let's go
Making millions out of Yiddish is right up there with peace in the Middle East, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Challenging.
Challenging word. Yes.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we were also thinking, well, there's a few reasons why it was Yiddish, but in terms of how it relates to Comedy for a Change and why we're here, we were using Yiddish to, for one thing, pay tribute to Jewish comedy, which we believe stems from Catskills and even Shalom Aleichem
and Jewish holidays and tradition, I think, no? When you read about so much death and destruction.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism.
Bingo.
It's our own defense forces, if you will.
That's true.
We bring the Gullus defense forces in the form of comedy.
It's the CDF.
Yeah.
The CDF.
The CDF. Okay.
And we're being attacked frequently, including now, possibly. I don't know. Is somebody manning this port? Anyway.
You're holding
it's
it.
digital.
Yeah.
It's digital.
Okay, cool.
So tell me a little bit about Comedy for Change in Jerusalem. You came, the audience, you spoke Yiddish?
Yeah, we
Yiddish.
Ish.
A little bit
is our point.
Do you really speak Yiddish, by the way?
I think you speak more Yiddish than
I
me.
probably do, don't I, right?
Give us a little bit.
A bissele.
A bissle.
A bissele, yeah.
Verstehen a bissel.
A bissel.
We actually did learn Yiddish. We went to one of the few high schools in the world that actually teaches Yiddish. It was a long time ago, though, so we had forgotten a lot of it. But in the process, we wrote our stuff in English, and then we translated into Yiddish, and then learned our lines and performed it in Yiddish. So we're not fluent Yiddish speakers, but we're Yiddish.
Target audience being who?
Well, we've been told that the whole thing is very niche. And we say, oh, we made a Yiddish web series. And they say, well, for the 4 people that speak it, all of whom are Hasidic and who will hate the show and will never watch it anyway. But it's not true because, first of all, as you can probably see from what's going on the screens here, we did subtitle it in English, and there's many, many more English speakers than Yiddish speakers.
We actually subtitled it in French as well.
Really?
Because we're from Montreal, where there's a French-Canadian community, and part of what we wanted to do was branch out, show them Yiddish, actually show them different versions of Jews, that you could have secular Jews and not just Hasidic Jews.
I'm laughing just at the idea, the notion that this was shown to French people. How did this come down with the French?
Well, first of all, we mean French Canadians.
French Canadian, huge difference.
When we say that, although we definitely want to make the French Jews in France laugh a little bit. We think they could use a giggle, could use a chuckle right about now. I would say.
Chuckle.
And many of them are actually moving to Montreal. But you know, who's the audience? We're telling a story here through a Jewish lens, which is really about a wider array of topics which are universal. For example, religion. Fundamentalism, extremism, atheism, and multiculturalism. We're from the city of Montreal, which is extremely multicultural and multilinguistic, and foods, which is a major thing in our show, brings communities together. And in Judaism, of course, So we were using sort of all of these elements to talk about multiculturalism and the beauty in keeping the babies and throwing out the bathwater, if you will, or the seawater, depending on where you are. Because I think that's the Mediterranean. Is this not freaking you out? Look at the freaking oceans behind her. This is really good. Yeah. Anyways, this is real. Mom, if you're watching, this is the actual sea is behind us right now.
No. And first of all, guys, I think this is amazing stuff. You have, what, 12 hours left in Israel?
About that.
About those.
Go swimming.
We could do that. We're going to head to this shuk, actually, I think, after this in, not in the Veit, what's it called? Kerem Ateimanim. Yeah, we want to go eat.
You want to go eat. What we do in Judaism. I mean, I love that you're here with us, and you're locked in studio as we move on to our next segment, which, feel free to chip in, because Tony's a little bit jet lag. I'm hungover. And it is Monday morning.
We wouldn't understand that. We don't know what day it is.
What day it is.
Anyways,
there you go.
Okay, we'll help you out.
Yeah,
It's
Tony
December
Grant.
23rd, obviously.
It's the day before Christmas.
Yes.
It's the day.
Wow.
Maybe not.
Ambient jet lag, right?
Tony Grant with the Spiral Viral is the web review.
Well, it's still the Christmas season, around the world.
True.
And of course, it all started in Jerusalem, really, in Israel.
And
way
Jesus
back when,
was a
Jesus.
Jew.
Yeah. But these days, people are dressing up with Christmas lights and prancing around IKEA to at least one person trying to imitate.
You go away for 2 weeks and you come back with IKEA.
Yeah, I know, because I know you and I both love IKEA. And apparently this one guy took it a little bit too far, but it's a hit on YouTube. Do we have a clip of this chandelier parody?
Oh, Lord, let's take a look.
Yes.
What about this festive candle? No. We have this Christmas tree? No. Well, what about that holiday chandelier? Holiday chandelier?
Party girls, don't get hurt, can't feel anything. When will I learn? I push it down, push it down. I'm the one for a good time call, phone's blowing up. Bring on my doorbell.
You guys Stop doing that. Why? Because we can't be letting you guys see that in here.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, I'm all for making fun of IKEA because I do think IKEA is, has been created by Lucifer. But that, but that's...
Yeah,
It's in the Tanakh.
It is, isn't it?
Maal's Vuv.
Christmas is the time for...
No, sorry, Baal's Vuv, it's in the Tanakh, yeah, one of the major things.
For the non-Yiddish speakers out there, and
Yeah.
I think it's like a Christmas catharsis.
And this is Christmas
Yes,
catharsis.
yes, you wrap
Would you
yourself in
really
Christmas.
know that the chandelier mocking videos, I have to say, it's gotten to the point, up to this day, I know everybody loved that video, I don't get it.
Well, the thing is, I think now that towards the end of the year, we're seeing a lot of whatever we've seen a lot of. We're gonna see even more of it the next couple of days, such as the internet memes mocking chandelier,
Mocking
that
chandelier,
sort of thing. But
yeah,
I
to
think
this
they can
point.
give it to IKEA too.
Please.
Why not?
Yes.
Yes, Madonna, of course, always in the news. She had some singles that were apparently leaked, and this was part of her Rebel Heart album. And she actually ended up by putting them on iTunes, and they were selling.
Rather than attacking North Korea.
Right, rather than attacking North Korea, but apparently they started to fizzle. Yes, apparently collapsing, and the only one left on iTunes is called "Bitch, I'm Madonna." Yeah.
Really?
No, I think that, yeah. Apparently, I think it's kind of symbolic. Like, she's had it.
She actually has a song called Bitch, I'm Madonna.
Yeah. And you can buy it on iTunes, along with the interview, by the way. Not that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But it begs the question, she's 56, and is it ageism in America, or is she just past her artistic prime? I don't know.
Yeah, I think, it's trying, well, who knows? I can see her, I can already see her, about it in 2 years from now, sitting Joan Baez like on a, on a stool somewhere with a guitar.
Going acoustic,
Yeah.
holiday.
Yes.
Speaking of perhaps arguably more relevant artists, Miley Cyrus has gone topless on Instagram in her hashtag Free the Nipple campaign. Now, this is to support the freedom of women around the world.
Yes. Just ensued.
Yes.
It's just that, I don't know if the audience, we can see the photo that's up on the screen.
The audience can see
those
that.
have been tastefully blurred out so that there's no problem internationally.
Ellie, stop drooling on the mic.
Now we know
it's very tasteful.
Very tasteful.
Tasty.
As she is. Now,
Oh.
why do I mention Miley? Because when you're at 30,000 feet, as I was yesterday, you've got nothing to do. You just listen to the Bangers album over and over again.
Over and over
I think she's a great artist, with or without the nipplage.
Really?
So, yeah, I think she's really
You
got a
just come out and said that she is a great artist.
I think that she has got a lot of chutzpah.
Moxie.
But
chutzpah would be
nipples.
more
Yeah,
nipple.
at least two nipples.
And these
We
two
just-
nipples, yeah. Can somebody explain to me? I know I'm sitting with only men in the studio, but what the heck is the Free the Nipple campaign?
Oh,
It
well.
sounds Yiddish. Feed the nipple.
The nipple, yeah.
She is supporting the great fourth wave feminist cause of being able to go topless just like men in the environment of her choosing.
Yes, Ellie is actually the Montreal chapter vice president
okay.
of the Free the Nipple campaign.
campaign.
And by the way, hashtag Free the Nipple Ellie Battalion Midlife Crisis. He's going to be doing that exact same pose on the beach here in Jaffa as we leave here
we're
afterwards.
all looking forward to that.
We're all looking forward to
Yes,
that.
yes,
Completely.
yes.
It's going to be right down there. Okay.
Right
Moving
over there.
from Free the Nipple, I will not free mine. Move on.
Idris Elba. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. Okay.
Yes. James Bond.
James Bond.
Okay, so we know that that Spectre is going to have Daniel Craig in it, but of course there's all these shouts and murmurs, and I guess some internet leaks related to Sony again saying that Idris Elba was rumored to have been considered for the role of
James
007.
Bond.
Yeah, and he's kind of
Finally.
It would be really pretty cool, and he's saying basically that isn't 007 supposed to be handsome? He's like kind of having some fun with it.
Yeah.
But I thought actually what would be a great candidate would be who? New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. I mean, if we're talking about good looks, right? So I think for post-Spectre, I think,
Spectre,
Idris can
Chris
wait.
Christie.
He'll still be handsome, 10 years out, whatever. But
I like my
for New
donut.
Jersey.
Yeah, how do you like your donuts?
Lots of them.
Glazed, not frosted.
And several at once.
Wow. I love this. Can we do this every day?
Yes, we can. Stay.
Please do stay. And moving
goodness
along.
gracious. The Hobbit is doing
course.
very well at the box office. I love that picture of that thing. What is
What
it?
is that?
It's Peter Jackson's The Hobbit. It's the Battle of the Five Armies, the #1 title globally. $573 million.
Really?
Yeah, for looking at that.
And the
I don't
movie's
know.
what, 6 hours long?
Probably, 5.5 hours too long at that. But anyway, it seems to be popular
Smaug,
amongst
by
the
way,
masses.
which is a Yiddish name. Smaug.
Smug. Everything
yeah.
is Yiddish,
Yeah.
obviously.
really is.
Smug.
Plug.
Feed the nipple and schmug.
Schmaug.
You should use Free the Nipple. That should be your campaign.
Free the Nipple was my first girlfriend.
Exactly. Yes, moving on. Quickly.
New Year's Eve.
Yes.
It's coming up.
It's coming up.
Yes, and the most expensive place to spend it apparently is New Orleans.
Why?
I don't know why. Do you know?
A lot of freed nipples in New Orleans.
That's true.
30 seconds worth all the time we have.
There
You
you
have
go.
to stay with us, though. When we get back, something completely different in feminist news now that we've freed nipples. But of course, first, let's hear some more of the morning headlines.